Britton has spent 45 years coaching teams across the Chippewa Valley, now has his first chance to serve as a head coach.
This is a dream come true. It's the pinnacle of my career.
Another throw off here. That's going to be number 6, Lorenzo Thompson throwing it, and that's going to be a bit of a duck in the air. Return now by number 1 for Devon. And he's going to get a little bit of wiggle room in there, but he's not going to get too far.
One down situation, we're about to knock it in.
Freeman, handoff right up to the side, and that's another touchdown in there. Is Devon Ford. Right off to the hound. That was a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a good play. Wade Freeman noticing most strong.
Davilo in the backfield. Oh, that's going to be a fumble, and it's going to end up in the hands of number 4 for the Axemen, all the way down to the sideline. Did he get in? He did. Oh, man. Antoine Holloway.
You're watching Inside the Axe Den, hosted by LaCedric Green and T.J. Bartholomew, brought to you by Shady Sports Network. Thank you to the Eau Caire Axe Men for the opportunity to do this show with them and head coach Jim Britton. Please enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and another week in the TAL season and another week hanging out inside the Axe Den. You have me, TJ Bartholomew, LaCedric Green, and, of course, head coach Jim Britton. How are you guys doing tonight?
Feeling pretty good tonight. Again, optimistic.
I'm doing great tonight. Ready to go. It sounds like the team's evolving, so I'm ready to talk about it. Let's get it.
Sure.
Absolutely. And, unfortunately, we came up a little short again this week. However, a much better game just overall and all around. Coach, I'm going to throw to you first. How do you feel about this week compared to week 1 and the obvious growth that this team's taken?
We really dug into the penalty issue. We had, I forgot, it was like 20-some penalties in the first game. We had a couple of jump off sides on defense, more defense than offense. Offense, I think, only had 3 or 4, but we did not have any delay of game penalties. So from the week before to this week was a huge difference. And we really worked on the timing and getting the clock management down. And so that was very critical for us. And with us not being able to have those penalties kept us in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a back and forth game down to the wire. Really, I mean, what started it off for me was the defense. After last week, getting pushed around a little bit here and there. I mean, right out of the gate, forced to surrender, and to start off the scoring offensively, got it going. So, I mean, definitely started off quicker, definitely started off more on point, like you said. What exactly did you go into preparation for, the scripted plays, if you will, the first drive or two that really made the difference this week?
Harrison, our offensive coordinator, Harrison Zamoris, our OC, we kind of went back to the drawing board a little bit. He simplified some things, due to injury or what have you. So he simplified things, and it's a week-to-week plan. And this week obviously is a different opponent. And we brought in some, we brought in some guys, since last game. And we released, 3 guys today, replaced with 2, which is that's the hardest part of the game. I absolutely hate it. But it's what we have to do in this business to make our teams competitive, and try to gain that edge. And again, it's one of those things where we improve the team today. We'll see what it looks like in pads tomorrow, because today was a light day. kind of a rest, get the body moving type day. But we'll thud up tomorrow, thud up on Wednesday, Thursday, pretty much of a walkthrough, and then Friday travel. But yeah, overall, the spirit in the locker room still remains high. I just and Matt Lahr, who was injured down at the Springfield game, was flown back by that owner, which we talked about last week, and so he made it back for the game. He was the honor. I made him an honorary captain, and was able to flip the coin, and that meant a lot not only to him but to us and our team. And I think that gave us a little lift as well. I came in the locker room and surprised the guys, so that was kind of the way we started. And defense played pretty good the first half, and we switched up some things and kind of got on them a little bit, and they picked up their intensity, and we had some turnover and caused some turnovers that could have won us the game, crucial in the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. When you have a close game like that coming down in the fourth quarter, what are you focusing on, sticking to your strip, or are you feeling the flow of the game? What were you feeling in that moment?
Harrison is such a great play caller, and he he said he had told us, and he wished he'd maybe perhaps had a couple of calls back. But like I told the players and I told him, I always have full confidence in you. I never want to second guess you. I want the players to second guess themselves. We call what we call, and it's up to the players to execute. And that part just didn't happen. We are not perfect. And like I've always told you guys, we always chase perfection, but we're not perfect. And if Malik runs on a wide open field when he was flushed and he could have run up that alley for 15, 20 yards, that makes a difference. On the last play with about 45 seconds left, he looks right, he looks left, a little bit out of the corner of his peripheral vision, sees our guy, but just wasn't quite sure about it. So he went the other direction. And if he'd have thrown to the our player on the left, I mean, that kid gets a first down and we're still rolling and a chance to score. But it didn't go down that way, and he will tell you he wished he would have looked even more. But again, we're not perfect, and that's not that it cost us a game, because there's other plays that we should have had. But no, I'm just so proud of my team. They fought back from the defeat before, which was just bad execution, and Saturday night we executed better. So we're getting better as we go, and with the new players we have, we're just going to keep getting better and better. And that's our goal, is to be the top in our division. And we're only 0-1 in our North Division, so that's still plenty of opportunity to get ourselves into the playoff. But we have to win.
And one bright spot, definitely, actually in our new magazine, he's actually a player in the TAL section to watch for, is Butler Jr.
Yes.
He had, that touchdown in the first quarter receiving, and then he had the throw off return touchdown, made that huge catch down the dashboard at the end too. I mean, what has it been like to see him really grow into really a rising star in the league?
Yeah, he's a very humble guy, and very excitable. I love to be around him, and the guys are happy to be around him. He's just a quality character guy, and that's the kind of people that we're coaching. And I've talked to you guys about this too. That's been, and it's not my vision, it's our vision. And I just want good quality guys that are hard nosed, that are tough, that love to play this game, are excitable, get the fans going. And he's just a bright spot, a shining star. And I don't know all the facts, but there was talk that he might move up a division, or get asked to move up. Would we hate to lose him and be a big cog in our system? most definitely. But if he were happen to go, that's the nature of this business, and we hope that happens. Um, and I would be remiss if I didn't say we're somewhat selfish in that. We'd love to keep him, but if he happens to make that jump, more power to him. That's what we're here for. We're here to make these guys' dreams come true and coach them up and challenge them and become better athletes and better football players. And so, yeah, he's just a great guy to have in the locker room and in practice, and he's really, really a special player. And I told those guys after the game, I think we only had one return in 8 games last year, and we already have one in the second game. And once he turns on the afterburners, and he picks his spot, he's gone. We will get Sinquay Magby is back. He just started practice today after his injury, so he got reactivated. Devon Harris was activated today, was in practice with a hamstring tweak. He tweaked a week ago. So that makes a big difference because now we can run the ball now, and kind of keep that defense honest.
Nice. So tell me about the energy being at home, this being the first home game.
It was electric. We had we had more people at our game Saturday night than other than our last game last year. We had triple or quadrupled the number of people that we had in our first couple of home games. So it was super exciting. It was a big night. And now that those people that came for the very first time are so excited that they want to come back. So you just got to build, but winning does that, or putting a good product on the field does that. Winning helps, of course, but it was an exciting game, close game, and a nail biter, and fans just really like this brand of football. And yeah, the people that I had a bunch of friends that came for the very first time to watch the game, and they're hooked. So, if you get 20 fans and then another 20 fans by mouth, and then it just keeps snowballing, that's ideal. But no, it was electric. People were into the game, and that's what we love about it.
One thing that I did notice, looking back at, things like if they would have been just different just one time, were a couple of the red zone stops that their defense made, especially that fourth and goal with 5 minutes to go in the game. You score there. It is arena football, but you definitely put the stranglehold on them. You know, uh, how close were you in your mind to getting those touchdowns? Because there were a couple plays where it was just off the fingertips or just QB pressure just a little bit too much.
Yep. Yeah, and and their pressure situations, and Malik, when you meet Malik, he's just so calm and collected. Just another great character guy. He doesn't talk much. He's one of those quiet leaders, but he just leads by example. And I mean, there you have the quiet leaders, and you've got the vocal leaders. But Malik just felt as bad as anybody. But he had 5 interceptions the first game, and I don't think he had any this game. And he kept us in the game. And yeah, we got to do better. I mean, we've got 2 additional coaches coming now. They were there on Saturday, but they'll be there at practice tomorrow. DC Connors, who will be our D-backs coach. And then we've got another gentleman coming in who will work with offensive line and helping with Harrison with offense. So that in itself helps us because Coach Johnson and myself, we do the defense. I do the D line, and he takes the D back slash linebackers. And then when we do team, so it's really a collaborative effort. But these guys are going to get more individual coaching, which is going to help us out as well in situations and talk situations and practice that. So Yeah, I'm just super excited for this. I know we got to go on another long bus trip, but I'm just super excited for this weekend because we were competitive, and like the very first game, we had 4 or 5 possessions inside the 5 yard line to be negated by um, just dumb penalties. But that's in the past as well, and so we just move each game. Got to try to be 1-0, and now we just got to go on a roll and win it out. So the guys know what's at stake, and we talked about that today. And having these couple new players, and there might be another one coming as well. It's only going to embolden our team and just make us that much better. So the future is bright, I think.
There you go. So with now 2 games in the books going into your season, able to look back on them, do you feel like you were able to look back at the games and see that you built upon game 1 after going into game 2? Or do you feel like you blew it up and you went in a totally different direction?
No, I'm a very optimistic, very positive person. And the guys know this too. I always say flush it. So as soon as the game's over, I didn't even go in the locker room at the end of the game, because the guys felt bad enough. And what am I gonna say? Um, so I let them just be themselves in the locker room and let them think about it. And then the guys came out of the locker room and they came and signed autographs. So on that sense, we built on it now. So we built that foundation. We still, when guys come and go, um, it changes the dynamic of your team. And people are still now, those 2 people that we brought in today have to learn the nuances of each other and the player, and so you got to build that trust, etc. So that part is always evolving, and it's like a revolving door. Um, but I think our culture is so welcoming. I mean, I get texts almost every day on guys that want to come play here, and I don't know if that's who's talking or whatever. I don't know. I don't ever brag about it or boast about it other than talk to you guys. But I think the culture we have is one where you can feel comfortable being here. You're not going to be belittled or berated. You feel like a pro, and we treat you as such. I mean, guys do some wacky kind of crazy things that you don't think that they would still do, but they do. And they're imperfect too. But our culture is, like I said, faith, family, and love. Um, our guys love our culture, and I don't want to say but that's my vision, my philosophy. But I always give credit where credit's due, and you guys have heard that, and you can put it on a record and play it, play it, and play it. And we just have a great culture. Um, and when it's time to go to work, we work, and when it's time to have a little fun, it's fun. But each one of these players know that our coaches love them, and to me, that means more than any loss in the loss column, because that's a win. And so, and we talked about a brotherhood, yesterday or Saturday, and so yeah, I think our culture and it's catching on, and we're building, and we've got that foundation built now. Now we just got to keep building brick by brick by brick, and we'll see where it leads us.
And up next, the Nebraska Siege. They've come out. They've been a tough team so far, 2-0 on the year. You know, what are you? I mean, obviously, not to give too much away, but what are some obvious focus points for you about that team that you have to watch out for, so they don't take the top off the arena, if you will.
Right. I mean, they've got a very good quarterback, got some good receivers, and I think we match up well. I think we match up well with anybody in the league, actually. Just a matter of, it comes down to pretty simple. It's blocking, it's tackling, um, throwing and catching. I mean, it's pretty basic, but yet, you still got to play the game within a game. A call could go either way and change the dynamic, but it's up to our players to change the dynamic. And I think we're ready for that. Our defense is starting to play better, much better. James Dorr had an amazing game. He really came and it became fruitful for him. Tyreek Mann played a very good game. Richie Murphy played great. And Willie McCaleb played great. And a couple of the others didn't have the best game, but yet they're competing at 100%, and that's all I can ask. And some you're going to win some, and you're going to lose some, and just so happened that at the tail end we lost the one that we needed.
So I know your season's not that long. When do you go into must win now mode?
We started that today. We talked about that. I said and we have to think this way, and everybody does, but I said we have to go 1-0 from here on out. And are we able to do that? I think very much so. We have a lot of talent on the field. It's just it comes down still to player execution. And sometimes there's a play call that Harrison makes that he would say, "Oh, geez, I shouldn't have made that call," or whatever. And he knows. And he and I texted last night, and I said, "I'm never going to second guess you. That's not my style, not my DNA. Just keep doing what you're doing." And he simplified it a little bit. And there's some things that we're going to do that will help the players too. And having an additional coach to help him out is going to be awesome. I'm not, even though I played receiver in college, I'm not big on the offense. I've always been a big defensive guy. So my help doesn't probably help him too much. But having this other coach come in now who's played the game and knows the O-line things, it's only going to make us better, and it's going to help Harrison, and he's just such a quality guy, and I just don't want him to take the rap for it. I'm the head coach, and if there's any blame, it should come my way. I'll deflect all the blame that maybe they take or whatever for this play call or that play call. It's not on them, and it still comes down to execution. So, yeah, ultimately is the players, but it lands at my doorstep and my feet, and I'm big enough to be able to handle that. For all these years, not being a head coach, you hear all the other noise, but the only noise we can control is our attitude and our effort, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and well, this season, TAL seasons may be on the shorter side, but I'll tell you what, man, with Nebraska being in the division, win this weekend and just like that, right back in the mix. But hey, that's sports, man.
Yeah,
That's what I love about it. All you need is one win this weekend and right back in it.
exactly. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I think we win that first game if we don't have all the penalties. And we're, like I said, we're a minute and 5 seconds left. A win in this game, if we score when we have the ball, that puts the game pretty much out of reach. And so we could very easily be 2-0, but with one or two plays here or there, we're 0-2. And so, yeah, we always do. That's our goal: 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And so that's what we're going to try to do again Saturday night.
And I think you said earlier, you guys were looking to bring in some more pieces. What are those pieces specifically?
Well, we brought in another receiver. He's a little bit older, very experienced, but he can jump. He can jump out of the gym per se. And then we brought in a seasoned veteran who will play center for us. And then the center that we have Akeem Peterson, can play both sides of the ball. He's older, but he's one heck of an athlete. By looking at him, you would think, oh man, what are you doing? You don't think you can play football? The guy is really good. Great personality. So we're going to move him around a little bit on the defensive side, and he'll be our backup center. He sat out today. He had injured his calf down at Springfield, and today is I think the swelling radiated from the calf down to his ankle, because the ankle was about the size of a softball. But he's doing the 5-gallon bucket of ice treatment, and he'll be ready to go. He's a really tough-minded guy, very smart. Great guy another great guy to be around. Oh, I mean, all of our guys are great to be around, and you would see that if you come to practice. We all get along. We can joke and things, but when it's business, it's business. So, yeah. So those two pieces, and there might be another piece or two to the puzzle before Saturday.
And looking ahead at the second half of the season, uh, are you, well, obviously excited about it, but how much of a difference does it make knowing that three out of the final five are going to be three out of the final five are going to be at home now, after starting off two out of the first three on the road?
Yeah, getting it home, and then this was our first home game, so you have a lot of outside entity noise, etc., and excitement. I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Michael Kubin and his wife and his kids. Dr. Kubin is our team president, lives in Dallas, Texas, flew up, I think, on Tuesday. Then his wife, or it was Monday, whatever, and his wife came and the kids came the next day. And they did yeoman's work getting things ready. The game went without a hitch, with all the you have the cheerleaders and you have different games in between, timeouts and that kind of thing. Um, so credit to him, and he got some sponsorships, um, and I mean, there could be, out of that group, could be a possibility of an owner next year, for us. And so there's a lot of exciting things behind the scenes, that are happening. Um, because not everything obviously goes according to plan. It's not always, roses and tulips. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and Michael and I have a great working relationship, and it'll be a relationship that I will cherish, and we'll be friends forever now. But he and his wife and kids just did a lot of work painting the lines on the field. Our turf still hadn't come yet, so we had to rent the turf and the dashboards. And he's trying to get sponsorships. He was just going like gangbusters, and we pulled it off. So now that we know what worked, what didn't work, that's going to help us move forward. And having those home games now, what'd you say, TJ? 3 out of 5 home. So hopefully that gives us the inside advantage. Um, it's always good to play at home. So yeah, we got 2 long road trips yet, but yet then we get them here. So yeah, I'm so super excited, and that's going to bode well for us. So just as long as we keep building and moving the rock forward, I'm excited.
There you go. There you go. Shout out team president Mike Kubin and family. Hopefully we can get him on here. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Right. Speaking of that, when are we gonna get any coaches or players on here to grace us with their presence?
I mean, I hope so. Right now, with things being so chaotic, I think when if we get that win under our belt, hopefully this weekend, then we can do that. Yeah, I think the guys would love it, and we could do it from a different venue. We wouldn't have to do it from my basement, but we could do it at the arena or whatever, wherever we need to do it. Yeah, we could definitely have MJ and Harrison on there. You guys could ask them questions and get some players on that. This, and you guys know this, but and I don't know if the viewers do, but this is not about me. It's about them. It's about the players and giving those people the credit. I'm just, yeah, I'm the figurehead, but HC is just a title, and so those guys work just as hard, if not harder. Um, and I just gotta move the chess pieces, and those guys put the chess pieces where they need them, and so yeah, it's a group effort. Um, and I also want to give a shout out, and I did this Saturday night, and I always do. You know, from the security personnel to the ticket seller to the custodian to the workers that set up the field to the concession stand workers. Um, I made sure I went and talked to each one of them, shook their hand, told them thank you, because without them, you know, our season, our games don't, you know, they just wouldn't happen and run as smoothly as they do. So, you know, people call them little people. I call them just as important as the head coach and the assistant coaches and the players. So, yeah, we go out of our way to do that. And I guess one great moment was we had Legion Post 305 out of Northern Eau Claire here. Um, 3 honor guards, and I told our players in the locker room, I said, we are going to make sure that we shake the hands of those 3 gentlemen and tell them thank you for their service. And they're older, and they just really appreciated that. And we had talked about that. LaCedric was gone that day, and TJ and I talked about Memorial Day. Yeah, and it's just a special thing that they need to hear, and so we get to play the great game because of them, and for their and men and women both, from the past and the present, that are serving and have served and paid the ultimate price. So, yeah, paying homage to them. That was probably the highlight of my night.
So the next game with the Axemen will be this Saturday. They go on the road to the Nebraska Siege. Uh, I think I'm about tapped out personally. Cedric, do you have anything else to ask Coach before we head on out?
Yeah, what's the message going into the game this Saturday, man?
Good one.
Win, win. Um, now just play at 100%. You know, all these people always say, well, geez, you got to give 110% and you got to give this percentage. All you can give is 100%. That's your max. And if you're injured and you can only give 80%, then you give me your best 80% that you can give. So the guys know what's in front of them. We flushed what's behind us. It's in the rearview mirror. It's in the past. Can't change it. So we just have to look out the front windshield and see what's coming at us, and enjoy the view and just play hard and get that win. And that's how we're approaching it. And it's all business. And you know, at the end of the day, we let the chips fall where they may, and hopefully we come out with that victory. And I don't say hope, I guess you're hopeful, but yeah, we want to win, and that's our goal, and that's for every player and every coach too. But sometimes life doesn't allow you to win, and you know, and I've said this before: when you win, and if we lose, we learn. And so we're learning more about ourselves through these last 2 losses, and we've learned what's working, and we're learning to lean on each other, who, you know, trusting each other. So it's, I'm just so optimistic, and I love my players, love the team. I love the direction we're going, and we're improving, and that's all. As a head coach, that's all I can ask for. I don't worry too much about records. Okay, I'm 0-2, and the guys said, "Oh man, coach, we really wanted to get your first home win." Okay, it didn't happen. Well, life moves on. The other teams, they don't care if I'm 0-2 or if I won. It doesn't matter to them, and it really doesn't matter to me. I just feel it for the players and my assistant coaches, and that's all I can ask. And so, yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away, and hopefully we go 1-0 this week and get a big win. We're right back in it, like TJ said, and you know, we're right back in it.
All right. Well, once again, like we mentioned earlier, a win because this is a division game and tied for second at 1-2, and with a win, start the waterfall. Let's
Exactly.
get more wins.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, hey, and I do got to give a shout out to you guys. Thanks for the hat. I love it. I didn't wear it right now, but I should have. I wore it. I wore it to the game, and then I have to put on my other hat. But no, I really appreciate it. I talk to you guys this all the time and text you. I appreciate you guys very, very much, and this is a great opportunity for me, and not just for me, but to really talk about the people that are in our locker room and able to talk about the coaches and the players. That it's just for me, it's the capstone of my career. I've been, like I said, 46 years an assistant coach, first time as a head coach. And there's a lot of things that go with that is non-football related that I have to deal with that I don't want to. But it has to be done. And like tonight, letting guys go, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Because you build a relationship and a trust, and and sometimes it doesn't work out. But no, I'm really appreciative for this opportunity, and very blessed to have you guys put this on and the hat and everything. I'm just so thankful.
Absolutely, coach. And hey, man, I actually don't have the Monday blues anymore because I know we get to come on and talk football now. So,
Yeah, I know. Now you're a Steelers fan? No, Philly fan, correct?
He flip
Pittsburgh,
flops.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, you are a
Flip
Pittsburgh
flops.
fan? Yeah. Well, you got
Going
your
into the
quarterback
season
for one
anyway.
more year.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Hey, you guys are going to go to the Super Bowl. I can feel it.
Oh man, don't. That's not true.
Steelers,
Hey,
Steelers, Steelers, Packers win.
Oh gosh.
Hey, man, that's too far away. I'm more excited about the Axemen being in Arena Mania 3.
that
There
that
we
would
go.
be that would be awesome, and I hope we get to hold it at the Sonatag Event Center. That'd be, and it is such a nice place to play. It's bright. It's the nicest arena, I think, in the league. And so, yeah, that would be awesome, and I'm serious about this. I hope you guys can make it into a game and we get to meet face to face and that'd be cool too, where we could do a post game right from after a win. That'd be great.
Right. Yeah, we
Absolutely,
got to
yeah.
get us some show
We'll have to look at the
sponsors.
schedule.
They'll get
Yeah.
us out there.
Yeah.
As we grow, we will go.
There you go. Sounds good.
Heck yeah. Well, shoot. Shout out to Barb and Jarrett for the likes. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Shout out to our subscribers. Like TJ said, guys, don't forget to check out the Axe Men Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Denver time. And you can catch them playing the Nebraska Siege. So, we're looking forward to it, Coach. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't have anything else. I just say thank you again like TJ said, Mondays have become such a great day of the week now. It's crazy how we changed that around. So thank you for contributing to that.
Well, thank you. You guys do a amazing job, and I'm thankful I get to do this with you too. So far it's been a great ride. So let's just keep riding. Let's just keep riding it out and get 1-0 each week, and hopefully we're in the playoffs.
That's right, baby. Go Axemen.
Go Axemen.
Go
Chop,
Axemen.
chop, chop.
Chop,
some
chop,
wood.
chop.
All right. Well, thank you for everyone for watching, and we will see you guys next week, hopefully after a win over the Nebraska Siege. I'm TJ, that's LaCedric, and this is Coach Jim Britton, and we'll see you guys next Monday to talk more Axemen football. Hi, everyone. This is TJ from Shady Sports Network. I am excited and proud to be the first one to announce that we as a network are introducing a digital magazine, official one called Shady Sports Magazine. As many of you know, the bread and butter of our network is covering arena and indoor football, and that's exactly what this magazine is going to be about. It is going to be the first ever arena and indoor football central magazine, all the leagues included. You're going to also have a bunch of articles in there about past teams going down memory lane. It's just going to be a one-stop shop for the already diehard fan. It's going to be an easy spot to get all of your info, no matter which league or however many of the leagues you may watch. And for the new fan or the casual fan, it may help you turn into a diehard fan now, because you're going to be able to get all the info super quick and easy, sent directly into your email. We will announce in the upcoming weeks when the inaugural issue is going to be released. And believe me, we will definitely keep you updated on our shows and network as a whole on how to sign up for that list to get it. Email for free every month. Thank you to the fans, and thank you for everyone watching. As always, like, follow, share, subscribe, and most important, enjoy the show and keep watching. Thank you, and see you guys later.